Hey, look, man, being a writer, straight up, it means something. I don't do gotta wear that. You gotta be that. And when you be that, you feel that.
Robertson in the back corner.
And when you feel that, they feel that. That fearlessness, that pressure.
Hey, we are right here. We're right here.
You know what they say about pressure. Pressure busts pipes. But that also make diamonds.
Ball down inside the 5. Max Crosby.
You might get knocked down. You might get pushed around. You don't tuck our tail and run. We turn around and fight. Because that's the rhetoric.
Not going. Not leave it. Keep talking, communicate.
No matter the record, no matter the score, at the end of the day, you want to make an individual feel you. And everybody got the opportunity to win their one-on-one battles. You start there, I guarantee you, you'll be on top in the winning column on a check game. From here on out, you must go out and you play the rhetoric.
What up, baby? It's your boy, Raider Will with the Silver and Black Radio Podcast. I am here today with our boy, the Cisco Kid, baby. We got a special episode for you tonight, so make sure that you guys stay locked in. We're going to have a special guest come in later, but yo, brother, we're here to talk about the Raider Nation Summer Get Down. So, Cisco, brother, president of now Oakland chapter or Bay Area chapter. Is that what we're going with?
Bay Area chapter. Yes, indeed.
All right, brother. So, yo, president of the Bay Area chapter. Hey, let us know what's going down July the 12th, my brother.
July the 12th at the Raider Nation famous Ricky's in San Leandro. We got the first annual summer kickoff, and that's going to consist of obviously the Blackhole, Raider Nation. I think my little brother Tiny, aka Senor Raider Man's going to be in the house. I think Raider Villa, my man Al out of San Jose is coming out of retirement. Al Davis is going to be launching back into the Raider Nation scene once again. Excited about that. Man, we got obviously our brother Bumpin' Beto going to be playing all the tunes for us.
We got our special guest coming in.
All right. Hey, there he is. So, ladies and gentlemen, he does not need an introduction, but you know that face. It is world famous, Mr. Lincoln 7-2 Kennedy. What's going on, my brother? How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful.
Good.
How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. But so once again, man, Lincoln, we go back, a few years from filming that. What was it? It was a real estate commercial. Remember with the Kansas? No, it wasn't Kansas City. San Diego fan.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
Lincoln's debut as a kicker. Yeah, it was good times, man. Good times. That was about like 15 years ago, something like that.
Oh my God, so long ago, hard to remember. You know what I mean? So it was
Yeah.
all good, man. It's all good. Glad to be part of it. Glad to be with you guys today. What's going on?
Yeah. Thank you. So if you haven't formally got introduced, Raider Will, meet Lincoln Kennedy. Lincoln
What's happening,
Kennedy,
brother?
meet
Salute.
Raider Will.
Bless
How are you, brother?
I'm doing well. How are you, brother?
I'm doing well. Actually, I was just, we were just introducing each other and stuff. And my wife was laughing because she showed me a picture of me being a fanboy and getting this hat signed by you in 2017.
Wow.
And she was like, hey, I remember that guy. She's like, you look like a little kid right next to him.
Well, you're not alone, Will. There's a lot of people that look small around you, so you're not alone with that, brother.
Hey, absolutely, brother. But thank you so much, man. And I'm like, thank you so much for coming on the show and being a part of this TBH adventure that we're doing in San Leandro and bringing back the Black Hole to Ricky's, baby.
Well, it's long overdue, to be honest with you guys. It really is. Look, Oakland was such a significant part of my life and my career, obviously. coming out to the Raiders in '96, and just being falling in love with the organization, falling in love with the fans. It was great people like you that really opened up your arms, made it feel like a family. And that's one thing that I'm proud to be a part of. And it's worldwide. It's not just in Oakland, but Oakland is the heartbeat and always has been the heartbeat of the Raider Nation, and that's where it will always remain.
Exactly. Couldn't agree with you more, Lincoln. Yeah. So I don't know if you know it officially yet, but I actually moved back from the Bay, from Vegas.
I didn't know that. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah. Last month I made the move, came back, some personal family reasons. Family's good, but, needed to be home. So I came
Yeah.
back and, putting things together and what better way to kick it off? The Blackhole coming back to Ricky's other than to have you on board. So once again, thank you for doing that for not only
Well,
the
I'm
Blackhole, but
humbled.
Raider Nation.
Look, I'm humbled and I'm certainly appreciative of you guys extending the invitation to me. Anything I can do to help out the nation, I'm a part of, as you know. I'm happy for you. If you're happy, welcome back to the Bay. And Will, I appreciate it. It's the first time we're chatting, so it's good to be with you as well.
No, thank you so much, brother. So this kind of leads me into my first question for you, Lincoln. And I was talking to Cisco a little bit earlier. I'll be like, you've been such a force in Raider Nation, both on and off the field. What's it like being embraced by the fans long after your playing career?
It really is truly humbling. And the best way to describe it is I've only had the luxury of playing for two organizations. One with the Atlanta Falcons. I was originally drafted by them in '96. And their fan base was not owned by Arthur Blank like it is now. It wasn't as resilient and as thorough as the Raider Nation was. So coming out to Oakland, I saw what it meant to be part of the program. I saw what it meant to be part of an organization. I also saw what it meant to be a professional family. And that just made me want to go all out in everything I did. I realized at the time of 2004 when I retired, I realized that I couldn't play football anymore. So I had to hang up my cleats. And I didn't know what I was going to go into. But when I fell into the media market, the opportunity came to work with the Raiders starting on the sideline. I took full advantage of it. I mean, I really did. I was humbled. I worked with Tom Flores, Coach Flores, who's a Hall of Famer, and as well, Greg Papa. We had some tremendously great shows together and great games. But it was a way for me to give back to the fan base because I always felt that I sort of had the knack to really relate to the Raider Nation, probably better than anyone else out there could who wasn't affiliated with the Raiders or who was affiliated with the Raiders. So it was a blessing for me to be walking back with open arms. But more importantly, since then, I've been retired for over 20 years now, guys, and since then, it feels like it did yesterday when I walked on that field in 1996. It feels like that when Raider Nation sees me. When I walk into the stadium, I'm going to do my thing in the radio booth. Even at the least, there's so many things that have happened in the world, so many things that have happened with the team over the last quarter of a century since I've been away. It still feels like home. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not open, okay? And the first step, it's not open. It's safe. It's a different animal altogether. But, and I say this with a big but, you guys, the Raider Nation, makes me feel welcome, no matter where I am. Be it Oakland, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, wherever it is, because the Raider Nation is worldwide. We have an unbelievable draw no matter where we play. Raider Nation is going to turn out, and it's so humbling to be recognized as I'm walking through the crowd or I'm heading to my responsibility. It's so humbling to be recognized so many years after I hung on my cleats.
Yep. Yes, indeed.
Absolutely.
Well, good. So what we just before you jumped in, Lincoln, we were going over, Will and I were going over what's going to be happening on the 12th. So I'll just kind of recap that, and then obviously what's going on, but for the people that are listening, we're going to recap that. So July 12th, 1 to 7 p.m. We're going to be at the Raider Nation world famous Ricky's in San Leandro, kicking it off again. It's going to be our first Blackhole event back home in Ricky's. We have yours truly, Lincoln, coming out, special guest, signing autographs, taking pictures, meeting and greeting. And I got a little surprise for you, Link. I got a little cigar vendor coming through, going to be setting up for us.
Ah, you're
Yes,
speaking to
sir.
my heart, huh? You're speaking to my heart.
Oh
I
yeah.
gotta get a
Oh
ticket.
yeah.
You already know. You
Yes,
already know.
sir.
It's all good. I'm looking
Yes, sir.
forward to it, man. I really am.
Yeah, yeah. We're bringing back our old tailgate DJ, Bumpin' Beto, and
Nice.
obviously our sponsor Modelo's going to be in the house.
There we go.
So man, it's going to be a great party, great event, and can't wait to see everybody. And it's going to feel like home again.
Yeah. Looking forward to it.
I
Really am.
can't wait. Hey, Cisco, so let me ask you this question, man. How important is it to keep Raider Nation culture alive in the Bay, especially after the team's move to Las Vegas?
Man, it means everything. You know, if it wasn't, for me wanting to come back, I was hearing things, seeing things, and it actually, I won't say it broke my heart, but man, I felt like, man, it's Oakland, it's the Bay Area. Like Lincoln said, we're worldwide. It's like, why is it fluttering out? I'm not seeing anybody posting pictures, hosting events, anything like that. And I was just like, wow, you know what? Nah. So part of me moving back, that was on my agenda. It was probably number three on my agenda is connect with Raymond, the new owner, co-owner of Ricky's, and talk to a few people. As you know, Lincoln Wayne DeBow, Oakland Raider Nation Booster Club, he's on board. Talked to a few others that are happy that I'm bringing it back, and they can't wait to jump on board. So and as you know, well, as you mentioned earlier before we jumped on, I renamed the chapter Bay Area because I want to encompass the Bay Area. And if we start kicking this off and other, cities in the Bay Area want to launch chapters, then we'll start dividing it up like that. But right now, I just wanted to encompass the whole Bay Area and get everybody together and let's make this live again. It's home.
Absolutely. Uh, Lincoln, what inspired you to become part of this? To be like, hey, Cisco, I want to be a part of this. I want to come out there, meet the fans, take pictures, and be part of bringing back the Raiders to Ricky's.
I have always had an affinity towards the Bay Area, towards Oakland. Ever since I first came here, as I mentioned in '96. And I was sad to see the team leave. I understand the business side of it. I get it. It's business, and it has to run like a business. I also see the plight that has happened to Oakland specifically, and the sort of downfall, if you will, of what it used to be. Look, Oakland has always inspired me as a blue collar city. I'm a blue collar man. I'm a working class family. I've always been that way as an offensive lineman. That's what I do. Okay, I'm a worker. So I'm not trying to have no set of elitism or anything like that. But what inspired me to come back and do this was one, I was glad to hear Ricky's was reopened because I was checking. So many things have been lost since the team left. You look at Oakland has transpired, now losing the A's and everything else. Oakland has really lost its identity. I knew it was going to happen when the Warriors started, when they moved over to San Francisco, obviously, because it's an opportunity for them to make more money. Again, it's a business. It comes down to business. You can't get, as Mark Davis tried to do so hard, and Al Davis, while he was still alive, may he rest in peace, tried to do so hard was get the stadium rebuilt to a company. Because it was sad that we are one of the greatest sports franchises in sports history, American sports history. And we had a fair field with a baseball. I
Yeah.
looked around the league and I saw, places like Atlanta, who hasn't won shit, excuse my language, it hasn't won anything. They got TV stadiums. And we couldn't get one. You know what I mean? So it's things like that really put a hole in my heart, if you will. And so when I was contacted by the guys in Cisco and Kenny Shed and those guys, and they said, hey, look, we're just running, open again. Want to know if you can get out. First thing I did was open up my calendar. When can we do this? And when can you make it happen? And I know it's only going to be a small few that come out, but to me, it's reminiscent of the old days when I used to make appearances, like before games or during the weeks and stuff like that. It's reminiscent of the old times. Seeing some of the old faces. We're all older. We all got responsibilities. Some of us got grandkids to be back. So, so times that change and move on. But one thing that we love and one thing that we all share, or true genuine pride, is that brand that you guys wear on your head, that hat, and on your chest. So, that's
Yep.
an empire. That's a powerful brand. and I'm glad to be a part of it. And that's my bird in the background. I'm sorry, I'll just make a little bit of noise for talking, but I'm bird in my office because it's a storm outside. I have to run them inside. So please excuse the extracurricular sounds that he's making.
Well, don't
It's
feel
all
bad.
right. Not a big deal.
I'm surprised Otto's not peeking over my shoulder. I got my dog in the back. I'm about to take him for a walk, but you know,
Look at you,
yeah.
so
But again,
multitasking as I am. That's all right.
hey, you know how we roll, Link. You know how we roll.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's right.
But again, man, I'm excited. I'm excited for what we're doing out here in the Bay Area. And again, it's not me by myself. I got a solid team with bartender Danny, Akeem, Raider Man, and again, the Raider Nation, Blackhole family here in the Bay. Obviously this is where the Blackhole started, and
Right.
got tremendous support here from the people that are still here, still rocking the silver and black, and still proud to say they're Raider fans. And we're gonna make it happen. And like I said, man, looking forward to it, and I can't thank 7-2 enough for coming out, man. It's gonna be a good time. Be a good time.
Really, my pleasure, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And hey, Cisco, let me ask you this: what is so special about Ricky's, and what's your favorite moment at Ricky's, brother?
Wow, there's been a lot, man. I was there for all 3 seasons: A's, Warriors, and of course Raiders. I can't pinpoint it to say one particular time at Ricky's, but because they all were great, just the camaraderie, like Lincoln talked about, just seeing everybody, hanging out with everybody, talking about the game, talking about what they saw, who they hung out with, um, I sent it to JT the Brick, man. It was my son. You know what? I'll say that because it was my son. It was my son first time taking him to Ricky's, and for a Raider event, mind you. And JT was there, and I go, oh man, there's my buddy JT, and he knew who JT was because we had listened to him on the radio and whatnot. And he like he was meeting, Rocky Balboa or something. He was so excited, like, what? That's JT? I said, yeah. So I brought him over there, and he was like, I go, Pop, this is JT the Brick. JT is my son Adrian. And man, he was just all like, huh? Like he was a little boy seeing Santa Claus. You know what I mean? It was exciting. So to reverse a little bit, that I would say that was my greatest time at Ricky's, was the seeing my son lit up to meet JT the Brick.
Oh, all right. All right. We have a question out here from Raider Dad. I'm going to ask Lincoln because it's a really good question. It says, Lincoln, you've watched Raider Nation through a few generations. What does it mean to see others carrying on the Raider way and creating opportunities for kids to experience Raider Nation?
Well, that's big coming from Raider Dad, because part of this program has always been to help the experience of the King of Raider game. And so I know that personally, I haven't had a chance to meet with him and talk to him. Look, the thing is that we've lived long enough to see a huge transition in the way sports are watched and appreciated. Okay? Within that transition, one thing that I can definitely hold on to and say that's true is I appreciate the fact that generationally, the idea of being a Raider fan has been handed down. I'll tell you a quick story. A few years ago, my son's 18 now, but talking about family stories. Just to say, I share one with my son. I think my son was probably about 6 or 7. Anyway, long story short, we're in the car, we're driving, and his brother is in the back seat with him, and we're all in the car, and we're talking football. And so my kids didn't get a chance to play because I'm totally off the field. Hey, stop. Okay. Anyway, they didn't get a chance to play on the field, but they know it. I mean, I've got my shrine. We're in my office right now, but that's why I got my shrine going on. So they know what I did. There was no secret to what I achieved. But anyway, my son Savon was in the car, and we were talking about favorite teams or favorite colors and stuff like that. Anyway, my son Savon said at the time, he said, I like the Raiders. Yeah, I like the Buccaneers because they're pirates. Now, mind you, he was born after the Super Bowl, right? So I immediately stopped over the car, pulled over the car, looked behind him, and said, "Get out." He's like 7 years old. I said, get out of my car. His eyes got all big. I said, get out of my car. I said, first of all, the Raiders are a pirate too. We don't like the Buccaneers. We don't like anybody else. If you do not believe silver and black, you cannot be a part of the family. That's the respect I witnessed handed down generation after generation after generation. That's
Yes,
what I
sir.
appreciate.
Love it.
You see what I'm saying? That's the beautiful thing about the nation. And it doesn't matter what generation you call it. Like Cisco talks about his son with the ability to get cheap. You know, I appreciate when young kids come up to me and say, I know who you are. My dad watched you play. My mom watched you play. Whatever. I know who you are. That's heartwarming to me. I mean, that really is. And so that's what I appreciate the most about being a part of this family, because I think of it as a family. No matter where we go, no matter where we play, there is a family where we can. 2016, I watched Raider Nation take over the city of New Orleans. 2015,
Yes,
I watched Raider
sir.
Nation take over London. You see what I'm saying? So I've seen it all. I've been all around the world, and every time I did go to a Raider event, the Raiders have been well represented. Not so much by the team, definitely by the fans.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir. All right, Lincoln, we got some more questions coming in real quick. We'll get these answered real quick. And it says, how do you feel about the state of the Raiders after the moves we have made this offseason? This is by Matty B.
Well, I tell you what, it's a good question. I think the team is looking up. It's looking promising. But if you know me, listen to me, and anytime I've talked and said anything, I said, I don't care how good you look on paper, what you put on the field.
Yep.
So, I mean, you got to go out and show me. You know, you got to show me that you can do it. Right now, unfortunately, the Raiders at the bottom of the division looking up. And we talked about it on the other Raider podcast I did this morning with Q and Chantel. We're looking up because last year we got split by all the teams in the state. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. You're only as good as your last product. So,
exactly,
with the changes that have been made, with Pete Carroll coming in, with Chip Kelly being assigned offensive coordinator, with the players drafted, the acquisitions of free agents. Yes, we lost some. Robert Slay, Nate Hobbs, just named a few of the good players I thought that we were trying to hold on to, but we couldn't. But we also have got some good players in. And so I'm excited about the upcoming season. But here's one thing that you guys know that I don't do. I don't never put an emphasis on preseason. Because half the time you don't play your players, and half the players down there don't give a damn about it. And the other time is, what are you going to do in the regular season? You can't be. You got to show them something. So there's still some pieces that have to be in place. I'm excited about the season. I'm excited about the possibilities, but at the same point, it's a wait and see moment for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say just like that, Lincoln. And speaking of that, like you said, in preseason, correct me if I'm wrong, but the season that we went to the Super Bowl, you took us to the Super Bowl. You were part of that team. Didn't we go 0-4 in the preseason?
I don't remember that stat. I can barely remember yesterday. So yeah, I don't know. But I will say this. Look, I played for coaches that did coach very vanilla. And if I'm trying to remember how Gruden did it, because I played mostly under Gruden, I think he was very generic and basic in his philosophy, offensive, defensive, which I'm not surprised. The only thing I was a part of, the other thing I was proud of doing is that whenever Rich Gannon was on the field, I needed to be on the field. I don't care where it was, who we're playing against, I needed to be on the field. I needed to protect my quarterback. That was my responsibility. But I'm not sure about that. I do know this from that Super Bowl year. I do remember we came out the gate 4-0, and then we lost our next 4. So we were 4-4 at the break, and then by that point we had that's the game we went to Denver, and Roger Woodson returned that 100-yard touchdown. That completely changed our season rank. We didn't lose it until we got to the Super Bowl after that. So we were on a tremendous run, winning those remaining games.
Yeah. Yep. I remember that well. Exactly. Love that.
Yep. Lincoln, besides the team winning, what is a way that we can bring that culture down to Las Vegas? We all know winning brings culture, but we need something else. What else can that be to change that and to bring that type of culture?
Question. It's a complex question, and there's no easy way to answer it. Look, there's not one way. The thing is that the Raider Nation has to continue to show support, because I know from the organization standpoint, we truly appreciate what you guys bring to the table. It's hard to show that when you have the results in what you had. And I've often told my partner, Jason Horowitz, on the air, when he's talking about the amount of different jerseys in the stadium, the Raiders got to win. They got to win. The team has got to do their part. Once the team does their part, I know the nation will come back. I know the nation will show up. But it's also it goes back to what we talked about earlier, being blue collar. Vegas is expensive. I'm not trying to deter anybody from going, but Vegas is expensive. And when you talk about how much it costs to buy, to travel, hotel, tickets, food, this is not an easy answer. You see what I'm saying? This is not, let's just do it. Let's put it on a credit card. I don't want anybody to go on debt. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say it's a complex question to answer. And it's not just one thing. But I do feel this. I think if the Raiders, the team were able to create more wins, have more wins, create that home field advantage that we had in Oakland, because we won games in Oakland. You see what I'm saying? That's people want to come back. When people want to come back, they want to see the winner. They want to see their hard-earned money. They want to see a winner. The team has got to do their part. Until we get to that stage, it's going to be slim coming, slim picking. Look, there's still and Cisco knows this because they lived it for a while. There's still a handful of Raider Nation proud and hardcores that do their diligence to come out and support the team. But even in their eyes, I can see the frustration because it's like, dude, this is getting old. This is hard. I got to work. I work hard. I want to celebrate. I want to come to the so
Exactly.
Okay. Yes, sir. I mean, I 100% agree with that. I mean, like us winning, us being a part of something positive changes a lot of things, Cisco. What do you think we can do as a fan base? Because I feel like as a fan base, we always expect us to go from 0 to 100. There's no weight. Nobody wants to, hey, one draft pick is going to change the whole team and we're going to the Super Bowl. I mean, we hear it every year. What can we do as a fan base to be like, hey, man, we need to get through this process and things like that, in your opinion?
It's the unity, Lincoln Touchline. We're worldwide. I mean, I've said this before to you on one of our shows. I remember being vacationing in Tulum, Mexico, and we were in, the dining area, and this guy just screamed out Raiders because he saw my Raider hat. And he comes over and he's from Iowa. He's like, "Hey man, are you from Oakland?" I'm like, "Well, I'm from San Francisco, but yeah, I'm a Raider fan." I go, "Yeah," and he had on some Raider board shorts, and he was like from Ohio or something like that. And it's just that love when you see that silver and black, whether it's a hat, a hoodie, shirt, whatever, we all get a little giddy inside, but that's one of us. That guy or that girl, they're one of us. And it's a good feeling inside, basically. So I think that as a community, we're bigger than a community, but just showing that love, like what Rob used to say, the aloha spirit. You can come to our tailgate, come with a positive attitude, wear black, and your family. So Raider Nation knows we're all family. So as long as that continues to grow, it's going to last forever until for the Raiders' existence is how I look at it.
Absolutely. Hey, man, I mean, like, my suggestion is real simple, guys. I'm like, be patient, have a coach come in, see the guys that they bring in, and see them grow, have them develop, and see what they do. I'd be like, we're too impatient as Raider Nation when we come in and say, hey, we're going to come in and we're going to go to the Super Bowl, we're going to do this. It says, patience, members, this team needs to gel. It'll take a few more years, but Spytek and Carol have this team going in the right direction. It's coming from Captain Jack. So, guys, be patient out there. If you guys know Captain Jack, he's not the most patient guy, but he's telling you guys to be patient. Lincoln, here's a question for you. It says, what's your favorite memory as a Raider on the field? This is coming from the Predator.
Oh, man. Good time. It's hard for me to just pinpoint one because there's so many fond memories of my days playing with the Raiders. I will say this. I think Cisco's marketing of the event reminded me of 159 after we won the AFC Championship against the Titans, hoisting up the AFC trophy, the Lamar Hunt trophy, and in the stadium in front of the fans, and carrying it around the stadium as I'm high fiving and stuff like that, and shaking hands and talking about we're going to Super Bowl. I realized that we're on our way to Super Bowl. Dream come true. That moment in time, because it was an unbelievably physical game. It was truly a physical game. I had never been so tired after a football game than I was after that. And so relieved at the fact that we found a way to win. For me, it was like Christmas, all wrapped up in one point, because I'm going to play the Super Bowl in my hometown, San Diego. Whoa. Never thought that was going to happen. And it came towards the end of my career because, guys, to be honest with you, and I told this only a few times, if we had won that game, I was going to retire after that. I was physically and mentally burnt out. I was tired of the game. And I was ready to roll off in the sunset. And I said, you know what? This would be a dream come true. If I could finish my career at this stadium, I call it the Jack Murphy Stadium. If I could finish it at that stadium and win a Super Bowl and hoist that trophy, I would run off in the sunset and be a happy man. Didn't happen, obviously. And, we made a choice collectively to come back and try the next season. The next season was a disaster. And so on the heels of that, I ran out of gas. I talked to Mr. Davis, shortly after that, when I realized the severity of my injury, the last injury that ended my career, I said, with all due respect, I just don't have it in me. And I need the organization, with all due respect, I need the organization to find a way to move on, get somebody else to replace me. Because there's going to be a hole in that right offensive line, the right side of that offensive line. And that's what it was. So I think that's just to speak on one of my fondest memories. But this is so many. I can remember when we were playing against the Chiefs, and it was a night game. I don't know if it was a Thursday night game or Sunday night game, but it was raining cats and dogs. And we whipped there.
Oh, yeah.
We ran all over them, and I was like, let's keep running the ball.
Yeah.
We were smashing them, we were moving. Oh, my God. It was such a great show. I can't say.
Yeah.
Anyway, a little side note. But there's so many fun moments I could speak on, man. It really is.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that one's mine. That one is mine. When we won the AFC Championship at home, man, that was it for me. I was like, wow. It was truly amazing. I mean, we had LL Cool J as a halftime show, rocking the half white, black Raider jersey. It was just a great day, man. It was a great day from beginning to end. It was great.
I had a little caveat to it, for the most part, when I was talking with some of the older fans of the Raider Nation, they felt that they were just when the team moved from Oakland down to LA and wanted to come Super Bowl. It was like, dude, our team, they were here, you know what I mean? So they felt a little bit slighted coming back and being able to put the smile on those faces. And I didn't care, look, whatever the record was during that time, we stole that boy. People were, you Cisco talking about the tailgate. You look at the tailgate and see that no matter rain or shine, win or loss, Raider Nation is coming to and support their team. And that's what I love about the nation.
Yeah, I don't know if I shared this with you, Will, and Lincoln. I don't know if you know this or not. There was that one time that the LA Raiders played at the Coliseum. It was a preseason game versus the Houston Oilers. That's how far back it was, the Houston Oilers. We ended up losing that game, but somebody had spray painted a Raiders shield on the floor, on the asphalt, in the parking lot. Mm-hmm. And people, like the locker room, people were walking around it. People were driving around it. They weren't walking on it. They weren't driving on it. Nothing. That's how much respect, we look at that shield as like it's the American flag. You know what I mean? It's, it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's the same way it is in the locker room. When they give a tour of the allegiance, I walk on the shield. The shield is rolled off. And I walk on the shield.
Yep. So, that's sacred ground.
Absolutely, without a doubt.
Nope.
Oh, wait, here we go. Captain Jack says 1989 Cisco.
Yeah, 1989. Yep.
So,
yeah, I just graduated.
Lincoln, you
That's
know,
right.
everybody's talking. Oh, go ahead. Hey,
No, I was just
Lincoln.
going to
So,
say that's right. I always forget that me, Kenny, and Lincoln were all the same age.
oh,
That's the way
shit.
to do it.
Yeah, we ain't going to give those numbers out, guys. Yeah, I mean,
Hey,
23,
I don't mind. I
23,
don't mind.
35.
I'm still rocking the 32 or just how much else we get.
Oh, I got you. I got you. Ain't no grades coming in just yet. Ain't no grades coming in
No,
just yet.
coming here, but I can change those. It's all good.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, Lincoln, let me ask you this, man. Everybody always talks about the quarterbacks, wide receivers, everything like that, but I like to talk about the big sexies up front,
Ah,
big war daddies that make it happen. I'll be like, everybody like knows if your O line, if your dudes up there ain't moving people, if they ain't blocking people, it don't matter who we got lined up in the back, we ain't doing nothing. So, Lincoln, what is your thoughts or evaluation of this year's squad up front?
the offensive line is incredibly thin. They've got to figure out a way to get Colton Miller time. Absolutely need him. But I will say this: it's a work in progress, and it's something that I've called out for many years, and I think they've achieved it in paying attention and bringing some guys in, but there's not a lot of depth there. So that's going to be critical going forward. Again, and here's another thing, and I've seen many matches and different combinations of guys and stuff like that. Here's another thing: you've got to figure out who your starting five are and play them together. Not
Right.
pieces here, pieces there. It doesn't work. Offensive linemen are based on consistency and a lot of nonverbal communication. My guard next to me needs to know how I'm going to block a pin block or a double team or something like that without me having to say it. We practice it together, and we work it together. And again, game speed is different than practice speed. You're never going to be able to duplicate game speed in practice. So I need to see how he does at full speed. Same as my center, my little left guard, my little left tackle. I need to see how we do unanimously together at one time, functioning as one. Offensive line, and I told my sons, because I let two sons play this game, I told both of my sons, like, look, you're playing a position that doesn't get a lot of glamour, doesn't get a lot of glory, but the reward and the satisfaction is knowing that one, your team won, and two, you did your job effectively. That's where your gratification comes. You're not going to get a bunch of praise. It's not that you're missing, but these days, it's not a fact. You can make money at it. You can make money playing offensive line just like any other position. The girls are there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you might not be on the nightly news every night, or you might not be talked about in the paper. But I took great pride and satisfaction when I look at those rushing yards and see that we rushed for 247 yards against the Broncos. So we beat the Chargers down 36-9. You see what I'm saying? I take personal pride in that, and that's where offensive line play. You got to take pride in just whipping people's ass.
Yes, yes, yes. You need to be nasty.
Yep. Love it.
So, Cisco, Lincoln, let's bring up the event one more time so that way I know that Lincoln has places to go, people to see. But, guys, July the 12th, 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., San Leandro, wake up, baby, because Lincoln Kennedy, TBH is linking up, and we are bringing the Raiders back, baby, to Ricky's. So, yo, I see a bunch of people in the chat, a bunch of people everywhere. Make sure that you guys are letting people know and bring them up and let Brother Cisco know, and you guys will see Big 7-2 out there, baby, represented. So, yo,
sir.
Cisco,
And
let them
one
know,
key
baby.
thing, it is free admission. Free admission. I might get a couple $5 here and there to walk up and take a picture with Lincoln, on the side note. No, I'm just playing. No, but it's absolutely
good,
free.
brother.
Welcome. Just like I said, just like our tailgate. Wear black, come with a positive attitude, and we're gonna make Ricky's one happy family that night, man. We're gonna have some fun, smoking cigars, listen to some good music, some ice cold Modelo's, cocktails. What more could you ask?
Yes, sir.
Love it.
Lincoln, anything for you from you for Raider Nation?
Look, Raider Nation, it has been a trying time, and I'm saying this directly to you and all the people who hear my voice. It has been a trying time for the organization, the players, the fans. I get it. I trust me, I get it. And I'm right there with you. I understand that patience is a quality that is a virtue. Not everybody has willingness. You know, every year when the draft comes out, I see it all around the league where everybody thinks that player is going to put them over the top. It doesn't work that way. It takes a little bit more time, a little bit more chemistry than that. But I do think they're headed in the right direction. And I'm proud of the organization, proud to be a part of the fan base as you are, as well as being a part of the organization. So my salute to you is just keep the pride, keep the love, keep coming back, and keep supporting this team. We'll figure it out, I promise.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Oh, hold on, Cisco. We have Rachel in here. She says, Blackhole for life. A special salute to Rachel Rivera out there,
That's right.
Blackhole Rob's wife. And we cannot wait to see you out there at the event. She's out there supporting the Black Hole still, baby. So, guys, get out there, meet Rachel, meet Lincoln, see Cisco. We can't wait. Raider Nation, it's all about one nation. It's all about one team.
There's only one nation. There's only one nation. Raider Nation.
You already heard from Lincoln, baby. It's all about the
Raiders.
Raiders.
One love, one pride, one people, one nation. Raider Nation.
You heard it here, baby.
Yep. All right. Thank you once again.
All right.